Okay, so we are live. I just got back from doing some things because it was another one of those days where I woke up too early and couldn't get back to sleep. So I figured I'd go ahead and get some stuff out of the way that I need to get out of the way, like going to my storage unit and getting some stuff. And I figure I'll do one more thing before I try to get some more sleep, and that's do another unboxing video. And I decided today I'm going to unbox this DC Multiverse Wonder Woman figure. Which we saw her in Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. Actually, we did not see her in Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. Nobody did, because that movie didn't make any money. So we went to see that movie. It's weird. The Flash just came out, and that bombed too. It's like every movie that's come out from DC since they fired Henry Cavill has been a bomb. Like, I know Black Adam didn't do so great, but it still did way better than Shazam, and it looks like it's going to do way better than the Flash also. Wouldn't it be funny if Black Adam turned out to do more than both of those movies put together? That'd be hilarious. So I think it would be anyway. Sorry, I'm thirsty. I've been moving all that stuff around. But I was excited to get this figure of Wonder Woman because I do love Wonder Woman. She's one of my favorite superheroes, has been since I was a kid. I like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman an awful lot. Gal Gadot, however you say it. Here's a nice piece of artwork on the back, and despite the Shazam lightning bolt behind her, this does look to me to be some artwork from the style guide from Wonder Woman 1984, which was not a great movie, but did it have a nice style guide, didn't it? So yeah, and it says on the side, Wonder Woman, Shazam, Fury of the Gods. And from what I understand, this is mostly the same mold that the Wonder Woman 1984 figure had. I missed out on that one because honestly, when I looked at it, I didn't think the likeness on the figure was too good, and so I wasn't really that interested in it. And I wasn't really regularly buying these Mcfarlane toys at the time anyway. But since I have started collecting them regularly, I have really wanted to have like a classic style Wonder Woman figure. And this is about the closest I've seen to a classic style Wonder Woman figure since Mcfarlane has been doing these figures in the first place. So she is going to have some issues, though, which I'm going to get into when we open it up, because I've seen some people talking about this figure before. And if you look at her face, you look at her head sculpt, you might can guess what I'm talking about if you don't already know. So let's go ahead and open her up. Other than the piece of artwork on the back, not a whole lot to talk about with the packaging here. That's not stuff we haven't already been over, because the Mcfarlane figure packages are kind of plain anyway. But one thing I will point out is, even though it's kind of embossed with like a glossy finish over it, the Shazam logo on there is awfully hard to read because it's a red logo that fades down to black, and it's on the black background. So I'm looking at it on the phone, so I'm recording this on my phone, and I can barely read it from there, and then part of the logo covers up the lightning bolt, so you can't even see the lightning bolt that well. So maybe they should have put like a white outline around it or something. I don't know. So let's go ahead and open her up. And like I said, pretty standard for Mcfarlane Multiverse, with the tray and the insert. We've got the blue comic book covers on there, and the trading card, and the much beloved Mcfarlane figure stand. I love them anyway. So, and thankfully they did the thing where they put it all on one bubble, so I only have one bubble to pull off, and that'll make it easier for me to get this trading card out. And it does feature the same artwork from the back, which is good because I like the trading cards that have artwork. I think those are nice. And here's a closer look at the figure stand for anybody who's not familiar with them. It's just a simple black disc with it's mostly matte black with a glossy DC emblem on it. So pretty cool. I like those. They're nice. All right, so I'll try to get you a little bit of a closer look. We already saw the artwork on the back, but just to reiterate, that's what it is. Wonder Woman, Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Real name, Diana Prince. Well, that's her alias in man's world anyway. Her real name is just Diana, Princess of the Amazons. From Amazon princess to world's greatest warrior, Wonder Woman is at the height of her power, but living a quiet life as a Smithsonian curator, Diana Prince. Her compassion for mankind is strong despite man's flaws. Now she must again draw on her incredible strength, courage, and wisdom. So that's a nice little bio of Wonder Woman. I like that. Uh, that short but sweet. Lets us know everything we need to know about the character. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll start pulling out her accessories. And the first accessory I'm going to pull out is going to be her tiara. And let's see if I can get it to focus on that. Nice little tiara. Fairly sharp detailing on that for such a small piece. Looks just like how it does in the movie. It's maybe a little thicker, but I mean, since it is a removable piece, it's going to be. And then she comes with not one, but two magic lassos. And since I don't want to take a chance on breaking it, I'm going to actually cut the tape that's holding it in, because that'll make it easier to take out. Because I don't want to have to struggle with it at all, so I don't want to damage it, since it is just a thin piece of rubbery plastic. So this is the one that she can hold, like, as you know, for her action pose. And then we have another one that's coiled up, and that'll hang on her belt. There's actually a little clip on her belt to hold. So now let's cut all the little rubber tabs that are holding Diana in her plastic prison. Longtime readers of Wonder Woman comics will remember that in the golden and silver and even into the Bronze Age, one of her weaknesses is that she would lose her powers if she was bound by a man. They got rid of that after Crisis because I guess they thought it was kind of disgusting. I mean, if you think about the subtext, yeah, there is some unfortunate connotations to that. But the creator of Wonder Woman, Dr. William Moulton Marston, he was an interesting cat. We'll leave it at that. All right, so there we go. We got all the little plastic tabs out there, so I don't have to worry about dropping them all over my carpet. Let's see if we can get Wonder Woman out of the package, but she's in there nice and deep like. There we go. All right. So here is Wonder Woman out of the package. And right away, I got to say, I really like the colors on this figure. Nice, vibrant red, blue, and gold. She does seem like she got a little warped in the package. Like, if you look at this leg, it seems like it's warped out this way a little bit. And since her legs were bent forward, I'm kind of worried her skirt might be warped a little bit, but it doesn't look too bad. I'm going to look up and do a panty shot. So she's got blue shorts underneath the skirt. So for the sake of modesty, I guess it's kind of like how cheerleaders have little shorts that they have underneath their skirts. So I'm not looking because I'm a pervert. I mean, I am a pervert, but I'm not looking because I'm a pervert. I'm just, trying to do a thorough review here. So, but yeah, I really like the bright, vibrant colors. To me, this is how you want Wonder Woman to look regularly. Now, I know when she first appeared in Batman v Superman, her costume was a bit darker, and I think it's because it's just kind of tarnished after not having been used for a while. But like this was the shade of colors that she had in Wonder Woman 1984, which despite that not being a movie that's not very well liked, and let's be frank, it is a movie that has bags of issues, like more issues than Action Comics has at this point. but I did really like how her suit looked in that, where it was nice and shiny and bright. And this is a pretty good likeness of Gal Gadot. And I feel like she's one that it's hard to get like a really good likeness on her because she's a very beautiful woman. And oftentimes with a woman that beautiful, it's kind of hard to pick up on certain facial characteristics without them looking kind of caricaturish. Like I'm looking at you, figure of Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy from Batman and Robin that looked more like Henry Winkler wearing a bright red wig. that was a pretty horrible figure. but yeah, I think they caught her fairly well. I don't think her jaw is quite shaped right. Like I think that her jaw should be a little more sort of V shaped, and this one's a little more square. But other than that, like it looks like Gal Gadot. I'm pretty happy with it. So now the big problem with this figure is that I've already noted. It's a little itchy. Sorry. I've already noted that this tiara is a separate accessory. So I'm guessing I haven't seen Shazam 2 like everybody else in the world. I haven't seen it. I'm guessing that maybe there's a scene where she takes off her tiara and throws it like a boomerang, as she often would in the comics or on the Linda Carter television series. She would do that a lot of the time. Uh, but but since they did that, you would think they would make it so it'd be a removable tiara that you could stick back on her head, but it ain't. It ain't going back on. So this hair is a separate piece. So I think they could have very easily made it in such a way where it was a little loose from the head, and you could stick the ends of the tiara in between the hair and the head, and then she could wear a tiara. But she can't. So really, what they should have done is make the tiara a removable tiara, and I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't do that. Now, I have seen where some people have trimmed up the tiara and just glued it straight onto her head, but I'd like to try to figure out a way to actually make this so it can go onto the head. So what I think I'm going to do is drill some small holes into her hair, like right where it meets her head. I don't want to drill her head because she's not Egon. It would work if it was Egon, but for Wonder Woman it wouldn't work to drill a hole in her head. So, but yeah, try to drill a couple of small holes in her head, and hopefully just large enough that I can fit the tiara in there, and it can still be removable. And if that doesn't work, I'm just gonna make a new head for her with my 3D printer, since I can do that. And I do actually have a Gal Gadot head that I downloaded for action figures, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it at the time, but if I can't figure out a way to get that tiara on the head, that's what we're going to do. So I'm a little disappointed that this Wonder Woman action figure that's almost perfect has such a major flaw to it that she doesn't have a way to wear her iconic tiara. I think that's a little disappointing. And yes, I realize I keep switching back and forth between the pronunciation of the word tiara, tiara, whatever. I don't care. They both are valid pronunciations, so it's fine. So let's go ahead and we'll put the lasso in her hands and see how she looks while she's holding her magic lasso, and she's about to rope some bad guys. Which this loop is really tiny, so there's no way she's gonna be able to like get it all the way around a bad guy. But she could probably lasso their wrist or get it around their neck. Which that Gal Gadot Wonder Woman, she's enough of a hard ass that I think she actually would wrap it around somebody's neck if she had to. So we've seen her cut off dudes' heads before. So she's a mean mama. That's what she is. So yeah, she can hold the lasso pretty well. I think that looks really cool. Like I might even have her posed on my shelf like this. The only problem with that is that, like I said, she's got two lassos, so I can't very well put this one onto her hip if she's also on the shelf. So I got to pick one. She can either be holding the lasso in her hand or she can have it on her belt. So I think when I put her on the shelf, I'm going to have her holding it in her hand. I do wish though that it bent a little more this way. It feels like it would just take up too much shelf space this way. It'd be like sticking an Aquaman's face or something like that. But yeah, let's go ahead and I got a bad guy figure here. It's Zartan. So he's not in the same scale, and he's not even in the same line. And his comic was published by Marvel, and then IDW, and now I think Skydance. Skydance, is that the name of it? Sky something or other. It's not Skydance. That's who John Lasseter works for now. But yeah, so she could like rope around his hand and that kind of stuff. So that wiped her out pretty well. So yeah, he's gonna assassinate somebody, and she shows up at the last second and lassos the gun and yanks it away. That kind of thing. Pretty cool, huh? Oh, came out of her hand. But yeah, if this was an actual like toy for children to play with, which this is supposed to be an adult collectible, I think kids would have a lot of fun with the lasso. I know I would have. Like, I had the Superpowers Wonder Woman figure when I was a kid, and she just came with that kind of gold string that, you know, that they had for that. And of course, that got lost eventually. And my grandmother made me another lasso for Wonder Woman, which she made out of like some gold elastic, and that was really cool because basically she just took a length of golden elastic and tied a loop in it, and then I was able to stretch it around like the Joker, or Lex Luthor, or whoever, and she was able to catch the bad guys that way. So that was pretty sweet. So I liked that one better than the lasso that came with the figure because, like I said, that one was just gold string. It wasn't stretchy or anything. I don't even know if it was like actually tied into a loop so much as just kind of coiled up and tied in the middle so she could hold it in her hand. But I don't think you were supposed to actually unravel it like I did. So, but yeah, this figure is almost perfect. And if not for the fact that she couldn't actually wear her tiara, I would say that this is the probably one of the best Wonder Woman action figures I've ever had. But that one little flaw that's got to take some points off of it. I'm sorry to say, but even still, she's still a pretty great figure. And if you're crafty enough to figure out a way to get that tiara onto her head, then she would be a perfect representation of Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, I think, except for like, maybe like I said, her chin is not quite shaped right, but whatever. It's still a good likeness. I think this is better than any of the likenesses that Mattel did on any of their Wonder Woman figures. If I'm being 100% honest, like I kind of feel like the best Wonder Woman figures they did looked more like Karen Gillan than they did like Wonder Woman or like Gal Gadot. So Karen Gillan probably would have been a good Wonder Woman. She's pretty cool. I like her. So, but yeah, so that definitely gets a recommend. I like it, but it's not perfect, so you're gonna have some problems to it. By the way, I just realized I'm wearing my Punisher T-shirt, and that's kind of funny because in the Amalgam universe, where they mixed up all the Marvel characters and the DC characters and combined certain characters together, Steve Trevor was actually the Punisher. And Wonder Woman married Steve Trevor, so she was actually married to the Punisher. So that's kind of funny. But that's pretty much it for this episode. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe and all the fun YouTube stuff down below. This channel is growing, and every time I look at it, it seems like every week I'm getting a few new subscribers, slowly but surely. I'm creeping closer to 300. I'm at almost 250 right now. So if you're watching this and you're enjoying this video, yeah, go ahead and subscribe, and you can be like, once I hit like 1,000 or something like that, be like, yeah, I remember back when that dude was only at like 250, and I signed up with his subscription, and it's been growing ever since. It's been pretty awesome. So I want to thank everybody who has stayed to the end of this video. Thanks for listening to me talk about action figures in these videos. It's always good to have you. I do shoot these as live streams, and if you actually happen to show up while I'm filming it live, feel free to comment in the chat. I always like interacting with people in the chat. I don't really do this for the purpose of that. It's not supposed to be like a live stream per se. It's just the most convenient way for me to get these videos up, so that's how I do it. But I never mind interacting with the viewers, with my friends out there. It's always good to have somebody to chat with and bounce off of. So feel free to leave a comment if you have to catch this while it's live. And leave a comment down below if you're catching this in the replay, because I always like hearing from you. I want to say hi to my mom, because she was talking about how she was watching, I think it was the Winter Soldier video I did a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, shout out to my mom in case she watches this one. So she'll remember me watching the old Linda Carter television show when I was a kid. She probably has some other embarrassing memories about me, putting on the high heels pretending to be Wonder Woman. but it didn't affect me at all. Don't worry about your kids if they're just playing around like that. I was 3 years old, so yeah, she was one of my heroes. So yeah, I pretended to be Wonder Woman when I was 3. I got no shame in that. So anyway, we'll talk to you next time. Bye.